Hello friends, this is Margaret from Alabama Prepper. Thank you for watching today. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. It would help us out a lot. Hit the notification bell so you'll know every time we put out a video. We're going to be doing, and I've had a lot of people ask for this recipe or this canning video, but we're going to be canning vegetable soup. This is going to be without meat. It will have frozen butter beans, frozen corn, frozen mixed vegetables. We'll be doing red potatoes in it, onions, carrots. We're going to be doing them in the quarts. So because it's got beans in it, it has to can at 10 pounds of pressure for 90 minutes. If it had meat in it, it would have to can for 90 minutes. So anyhow, we're going to be using a lot of fresh vegetables. I'm going to be using canned tomatoes. I have got, I got a pile of canned tomatoes. I found them at the grocery store. They was cheap and I got them. So we're going to be using those in this video. I have a lot of tomatoes in the freezer, but I'm trying to save those till I can do my spaghetti, my spaghetti sauce. So anyhow, if you want to watch us, we're fixing to get started, and we'll see you then. We're going to be using the Ball Blue Book of Canning and Preserving to make this soup. Now it calls for 12 quarts of chopped tomatoes, about 6 medium. We're going to be using the diced tomatoes. I used these the last time I made them, and they done fine. If you have tomatoes, go through the process of blanching your tomatoes. You can go, I have a video on how to put up tomatoes, and you can go through the process. You see that video and go through and you blanch your tomatoes, peel the skins, decore them, and chop them up into small tomatoes. If you're going to use fresh tomatoes. I'm going to use these, and I'm going to use the juices in them. It calls for 1 1/2 quarts of cubed potatoes. I've got these. 1 1/2 quarts of sliced carrots. It says about 12 medium. Now I'm not gonna put that many. I'm probably gonna half my carrots and put about 6 in it. The whole kernel corn is in the freezer. I'll take it out when I get all of my other stuff prepared. 2 cups of sliced celery, 2 cups of chopped onions. I'm only going to put 1 onion in mine. I'm not going to put 2 onions. And then it says salt and pepper to taste. Now I have got, it says 1 quart lima beans. I have my lima beans, but they're in the freezer also. They're frozen. I'll take them out. I'm also have a package of mixed vegetables that's frozen. I'm going to put that in there. And then 1 1/2 quarts of water, and it says salt and pepper to taste. Now, if you want to put any other seasoning in here, you can. I haven't decided. I'll wait till I get to that point and decide if I want to maybe add some parsley to it, or you know, something different. I'm going to use 1 can of tomato sauce. I love the way that tomato sauce tastes, and I'm going to put 1 can of tomato sauce in my soup. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything prepared, get my carrots cut up, my potatoes peeled, my onions, and my celery. And then when I get everything prepared and would get out of Stockpot, I have my jars has been washed in the dishwasher. They're scalded and they're clean. I have them in the oven right now, getting hot. I've got it on 250 degrees temp, and I don't have to scald them. This is going to be, we'll be cooking this. It has to cook, let's see, I think we have to cook it 15 minutes. We have to let it simmer 15 minutes, and then we're going to ladle it into hot jars, and then we'll take those jars and put them in our pressure cooker, and it will be getting hot also. So this is going to be a, I guess you could say a hot pack. Everything that we're doing is going to be hot. So jars are in the oven. They're getting hot. I'll take out the Stockpot, and we'll put all our ingredients in there once we get them all done. And then we'll cook them for 15 minutes, and then we'll start filling up the jars. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this done, get it all processed, took care of, the potatoes peeled, everything done, and when we start putting it in the Stockpot, well, I'll bring you back. Okay, if you do, like my vegetables, I went ahead after I got through chopping them, and I covered them in water. That will keep them from turning dark till you get ready to use them again, or till you use them. Okay, I done 6 carrots. I done 9 medium potatoes, cut them up in chunks. Now I only done 3 celery stalks because my family does not like celery that good. I chopped up 1 onion. The blue book says to do 2 cups of onions, but I only done 1. That's your preference. Over how many? If you like onions and your family likes onions, then you put more onions in them. All right. I like tomato sauce in my soup, so I went back and found a bigger jar, a bigger can of tomato sauce. So I'm using a whole can of tomato sauce in mine, and then I'm going to put my tomatoes. This is supposed to make 7 quarts. So my pressure cooker will can 7 quarts at one time. So we did 7 quarts. Now I'm putting a whole bag of baby limos in here because we like the baby limos. So this is a 1 pound, 8 ounce. Alright, I'm putting a bag of, it's a 12 ounce bag of the whole kernel corn. Now, when you buy your vegetables, if they're frozen, you don't have to, I'm bad about smelling, y'all. You don't have to blanch them or anything. So, the pot full, I am doing 1 bag of the mixed vegetables to go in here. So now it calls for 1 1/4 of water. Calls for 1 1/2 quarts of water. That is almost 1 1/2 quarts, but I'm gonna put just a little bit more because I like a lot of juice in my soup, so we're going to put that in there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and let this come up to a boil, and we're going to boil it. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to boil it for let it simmer for an hour, 15 minutes, and as soon as it simmers for 15 minutes, now it calls for salt and it calls for pepper. I am not going to salt mine. I may put some pepper in it. I'm not going to salt it because the tomatoes had a lot of salt in them, and I don't want to salt it too much. So anyhow, I'll let this cook, bring it up to a simmer, and let it cook for 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and jar it up. Okay, our soup has been simmering for 15 minutes, so we're going to start jarring it up. Now, I went back and added probably 2 cups more water because your vegetables will swell up, beans especially, and they will take more of your water solution. So I added a little more water to it, and I'm hoping it's enough. Another thing I done is I went back, I added 2 bay leaves to it to try to give it just a little bit of flavor. This is just a basic soup canning. So you can add anything you want to. If you want to add whatever you want to add to make it taste better, you're welcome to do it. It's just a basic soup recipe, and since it's going to be canning, we're going to be doing it in quart jars, and it'll be canning for 90 minutes. You can add meat if you want to add your meat to it. But go by the ball book on how to get your meat ready, especially your ground beef, to go in it. So I've got my canner getting hot. It's sitting over here. I have put it has 3 quarts of water in it, plus 3 tablespoons of vinegar. That's what the ball recommends. Now, on canning your vegetables, you can put, a lot of people ask about putting okra in. I would not put okra in it because okra gets so slimy. If you want okra in your vegetable soup, after you can it, then and you start to take it out to use it, then I would add some okra to it, but I would not put okra in it. Now, I'm only going to fill my jars 3/4 of an inch full, and I'm going to put juice in the rest of it. And this is strictly for because it will soak it up. Another thing, I did not add any salt, and I did not add any pepper. I will add my seasonings when I open it as I want it. That's strictly up to you. If you want to add your salt and you want to add your salt and you want to add pepper, whatever you want to add to it, you can add to it. But I did not. I will season mine. Whenever I open, I will season them then of whatever I want to put in them. Now, because this has tomatoes in it, you want to wipe the rims, and I'm going to add just a little bit more juice. You want to wipe the rims because it has tomatoes in it, and you want to use vinegar. I forgot to put some in a bowl, so you want to be sure you wipe your rims with vinegar to get. Now, it's not recommended to sterilize your jars. If you're going to be canning 10 pounds of pressure for more than 10 minutes, it's not recommended that you have to sterilize your jars. It's not recommended that you have to sterilize your lids, but I do put my lids in warm water to get them softened up. But like I say, it's not recommended. Ball doesn't recommend you to sterilize them. I clean my jars in my dishwasher, run them through the dishwasher real good. I have them in the oven, and that is because everything we're doing is going to be hot. So that's why I've got them in there. And we're doing 2 jars at a time. Like I say, this is just a basic soup mix. Great for beginners. Add what you want. If you want more vegetables, add more vegetables. You know, add what you want to. This is what, and I put too much in there. This is what my family eats. So I only can what my family will eat. So you put what you want in there. And you put the amount that you want in there. I did not put as much celery because my family doesn't like celery that good. You fix it like you want it. Now it's up to you. I like a lot of soup in my a lot of juice in my soup. So I'm not putting quite as many vegetables. Well, I'm doing 3/4. Put it that way. The beans will swell up. The carrots won't swell up, but your beans will. And if you have peas in your mixed vegetables, they will swell up too. And they will take your juice. Your potatoes is not as bad. And also, I'm using the red potatoes for my soup. The Idaho potatoes are just not that good and they have a lot of starch in them. So I am using the red potatoes in my soup. That's strictly your preference, whatever you want to put in them. But I have found that the red potatoes don't have as much starch, and they do a lot better. Now I will put a recipe down, the complete ball recipe down at the bottom of the page, or link it in, so you decide. Like I say, you put what you want to in it. It sure as you make it like you want to. We're going to go ahead and get these filled up. Now we'll be canning these at 10 pounds of pressure for 90 minutes. Be sure you check your canner. Make sure it is working properly. You only tighten these finger tight now. You don't want them real tight. Check your canner. Check your vent hole. Check your gasket. Better safe than sorry. So be sure your everything works is like it's supposed to. I always grease my gasket after about every 5th canning to make sure that it's greased, that it's not too dry. Check your vent, make sure your vent hole is open. Be sure your canner is in working condition. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these up, put them in the canner, and we will can them for 90 minutes. And whenever we take them out of the counter, I'll come back and show you the finished product. If I didn't tell you, I forget so many things. Be sure you debubble. Make sure you debubble. That's very important to make sure you get all of the air bubbles out. And so that, because if you have air pockets, it can cause you to have bacteria. So be sure that you debubble. If I have not told you debubble, be sure you debubble. And if I take this twice, I'm sorry. Okay, we've ended up with 7 quarts and 6 pints of delicious vegetable soup. Now, when you're making this, if you have vegetable broth or chicken broth that you want to put in here instead of putting the water in it, that's fine. Any kind of broth you want to put in it. This is just a basic homemade soup recipe. Put any seasonings you want in it. Anything you want in it, you add to it. But for me, I just wanted a basic vegetable soup. If I decide that I want to do hamburger, I'll grab my hamburger, put it in the crock pot. You can put ham in it. However you want it, or just season it. Season it with, you can put basil. I mean, you can. There's so many things you can season it with. This is just an easy homemade vegetable soup recipe for beginners. So I hope you've enjoyed our video. If you have, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you'll know every time we put up a video. And I thank you, and you have a blessed day.